Hello, everyone, and welcome to the final semi-finals of the VGC Battle League Season 7. We are here with the playoffs picture, and what was it you were saying just before we started recording about the VGC Battle Leagues?
Well, I'm willing to go out on the line here and say that it's the best VGC league that there is. So, we got the best of the best in the playoffs here. We're gonna see how it
And
comes to
also me.
fruition. Yes, yes. You included the whole league.
Very
We got that top tier league for sure.
Absolutely. So my co-host here is Sucaba. I forget.
Yes.
Do you like the? I think you have numbers on your YouTube channel's name after your name.
Yeah, no, I don't. The numbers are not my choice.
Okay.
It's because there's another Sucaba out there trying to impersonate me. So
Yeah,
I
they're
had
trying to
to.
impersonate you. That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. So so this time we had an absolutely brutal quarterfinals series. I don't know if you got the opportunity to watch Daddy's live streams of the games.
Yes, I did see I saw the VODs after, I think, after they went live for both
So-
matches.
We had my brain is dying. It wasn't Heaven versus Samax. That was the previous round. We had Heaven against
Sora.
Sora. Yep. Oh my
That's
god, my
it.
mind is blanking right now. So Sora, that game was absolutely that game won.
Yeah, that was a crazy set. Like
That
really
game
really
won.
good set.
Misses head smash and focus blast turn one, or
I
turn
know.
two.
Well,
One of the two. That was
Focus Blast is like I swear that move misses way more than like Hurricane or Thunder. I feel like I don't know why. I know it's like not technically not. It just feels that way. You know what I mean?
Look, it's an interesting perspective you have. Certainly, head smash
Yeah.
missed more than focus blast did in that series, despite being
Yeah,
10%
and
more
that's
accurate.
yeah. That's
Was it 10 or 15? Is it 80 or 85?
Head Smash. Let me look.
I have no
I
idea.
actually don't remember.
So that was obviously an interesting
I
experience.
think it's 80.
Sora struggled to go on the long game when, even with better but similar RNG in later games, where they had a decent number of dodges. Though I remember the game one ending with Muddy Water hitting Polyrath. Sorry, hitting.
Oh yeah.
And
And that was
Mudkip?
wasn't that
Middle
Specs?
of
It was
Marshall.
Specs, right?
Yeah. So, but then the Marsh Top had clicked the counter.
Yep.
That was iconic.
That was a
and-
really epic series. I'm not gonna lie. And like at multiple points in the game 3 and the game 2, it's like you felt like one person kind of had the upper hand, and then some crazy shit would happen, and then it would
Absolutely.
switch. And
Absolutely.
those are the most entertaining ones
Now
to
to
watch.
contrast, every single other series, which wound up being incredibly one-sided.
Yeah, 2-0s across the board.
There was so Poplin played against Steve Monty Scott, the esteemed co-host, and look, it was brutal. I think
Yeah,
he said
it was
he'd lose
brutal
to
for sure.
was it like Faint Wisp Sableye or something, and he played Faint Wisp
Yeah.
Sableye and he lost. So he had
I
pretty
mean,
good game
honestly,
sense.
Poppins had a dominant season. I feel like every single
absolutely.
matchup he's had has been like that, one-sided. So, I mean, it'll be really interesting to see him versus the other Titan of the baby conference, Heaven.
It will definitely be an interesting experience. I don't think of Heaven as the Titan of the baby conference.
Well, no, I
as
said
much
the
as
other Titan.
Sora. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I think Heaven
Fair enough.
has really been an underdog into a lot of games and has really taken off. Along the Ninetales has shown that it deserves its place as the number one fairy by kill leader, and
Oh yeah.
yeah. There are 4 fairies in playoffs. And 2 of them are
Wow.
Spritzy. All I'm
Yes.
saying
So
is-
maybe Poppin was onto something.
Look,
with
top three
fairy.
fairy Spritzy. That leaves room
Yeah.
for Ninetales at number 1.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm really upset at Heaven because when I made my draft plan, I was like, all right, I'm gonna take Ninetales A in round 1. I was like confident. I was like, yeah, nobody's gonna take that. And then like 2 picks before me, he was like, slap down, I'm gonna take it. Ruin my entire draft board.
Incredible. Personally, if
But
I
yeah,
was
no.
picking one of the 2 people to get sniped by, it would be the Sableye, but sure.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I think Popper might have been first overall or something though.
No, I think he was actually like 13th.
13th.
It made it a while.
Y'all let Sableye make it that far? I don't know what to
We
say.
did. We did. You know, I think it's interesting with this format. It's like a lot of Mons, like people had different perspectives. I mean, you even saw it with like the daddy draft and the baby draft. Like Mons that went like first 3 rounds of
Okay,
baby or
round
daddy.
5 Aggron. Round
Yeah, exactly.
like 10 Aggron.
Yeah, it was like round 3 or 4 Xurkitree too in baby conference.
All I'm saying is,
It's like really crazy.
well, Xurkitree is in finals in the other conference.
Yes.
And then like Aggron is also in finals in daddy draft.
Yeah.
I mean, Aggron also
really...
went a lot earlier in baby, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. I think a lot of people found it hard to justify.
Thunderous went round 1.
Yeah.
Sorry, I love Sora, but round 1 Thunderous really makes me think.
Yeah. I mean, hey, he had a great season.
He had a phenomenal season. I remember when he was like saying in playoffs, oh yeah, so I realized I can run defensive abilities on Thunderous, especially when I'm running 3 support moves every week.
Yeah.
Sorry, not abilities, nature. It's like, yeah, that was a good bit of fun.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
to focus on this game.
Yeah.
Sorry, to focus on this game. We can talk about Thunderous next game because it's there.
Oh right, okay,
yeah.
Sure. Which one are we doing first? Poppin and
Heaven versus Poffin, yeah.
Yes, okay.
That's why we talked about their games. Sorry, yeah, I have that.
Right.
I have that first. So matchup very very tight. Both players are. So I said this with Heaven's matchup in all 3 of the games, and I think it's very much just kind of default for this team. And I don't think Poppin's matchup really changes it. Heaven is a really strong offensive option, just kind of across the board. Standing out to me, all the Ninetales, really strong, and Halucha, especially if it gets an unburden off, is really strong.
Yeah, I had the same notes. Ninetales A is very, very strong into Poppin's major threats.
I mean, Ninetales A has one major stopping threat, which is Poppin's biggest threat.
Yeah.
You know, Pennywise the dancing clown over there.
The dancing clown.
Yeah.
Blacephalon. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, I feel like Blacephalon is going to be... Poppin's going to have to make sure he positions it well. Because I feel like that's his check to a lot of Heaven's, like, major options that he's probably going to bring. So he has to make sure he preserves that in a way where he's able to use it effectively. And not just let it die turn 1 and then be screwed.
Yeah, well, Poppin's lead is a big question here, because if Poppin leads well, he's got a lot of options that can really shut down Heaven's team. Obviously, if Heaven leads Hail, you really want to be leading Sableye. If Heaven leads anything else, you honestly probably really want to be leading Sableye, but there are lead matchups that Sableye isn't as amazing into, which is thinking like a more like a melodic oriented thing. If the Sableye isn't Wisp, then Halucha plus what was I thinking? What's the like Ice Shard? Wings policy could be really scary. I don't know. You really would.
He ran that versus me, actually, and it won him a game 3. Ice Shard into Weakness policy Halucha.
I remember that.
Yeah, that was gnarly. He saved it for game 3, and then
I'm just flashing back to the like the the videos that Heaven makes, like the meme super ones.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, I think one of your Pokemon like died to hail.
I don't remember, honestly.
I don't remember.
I do not remember.
I'm trying to I can't remember any of the games individually. I just remember the whole series.
Yeah. Well, like you said though, I mean, like I think Sableye is pretty good lead into hail. Obviously, you get the Prankster Sunny Day option, shut down an Aurora Veil, set up Sun for Blacephalon. I mean, that seems like he has to bring Sunny Day on some Mon, probably Sableye, just to have that option of changing the weather on him with the Prankster. But it also, I mean, the Fire is pretty good into his team, except for like Milotic and maybe Marshtomp. But yeah, so I think we might be seeing something like that if I had to guess.
It's definitely possible. Definitely possible.
I also have, so if you look at the speed tiers here, it's very dynamic.
Like, it's tight, but it's also really not tight because of how oppressive both teams have in terms of speed control options. Like, their Trick Room options can both be really strong if they prep hard into it. They're
You got Tailwind on Noivern.
Tailwind versus Hail, and the Unburdened siblings.
Yeah. And you can't forget about Slush Rush with Hail.
Yeah, that's what I meant by Hail.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, Slush Rush is obviously pretty annoying. Like with Sun, Venusaur is pretty spooky mon. Threatens Marsh Jump.
What? Yeah. You know, honestly, like, even just looking at the speed tiers on, like, the prep doc, it's like, you see that there's so many mons that are, like, within 2 speed of each other, or, like, they're tied, or they're, like, within, like, a couple speed
3 mons
of each other.
Yeah. So there's...
Yeah. So you got Sceptile and
Trick Room
Noivern.
thing. Yeah, so Sceptile and Noivern within 3, and then Hawlucha's not a lot slower. Then you have Blacephalon, Ninetales, and, like, Doug, Ninetales.
Yep.
You have the Miltank, Hydreigon.
You have Litten, or is that Torracat or Litten? Torracat, right?
And
you have Torracat and Orbeetle tied.
Orbeetle.
Which could... Yeah.
And then, like, Melodic Venusaur, Walrein, Sandslash. But I imagine Walrein wouldn't be anywhere near as speed invested as Sandslash.
Oh, no way. No way.
So,
well, honestly, like, that's what I'm thinking. Like, that's one of my notes is that I feel like the way that these coaches EV their threats around those speed tiers is going to be important at some point.
I'm honestly really interested to see if either of them brings Trick Room. I honestly wouldn't be entirely surprised if both of them did.
Yeah, you know, I think both teams have pretty good answers for it. For Trick Room, like both teams have threats that could operate, and also you have to remember Poppin has Quash Sableye.
Yeah.
Under Trick Room as well, which
Quash Sableye is really good against Trick Room. But like Sudowoodo is really strong, Rhinothus is really strong, Quagsire is really strong against the opposing teams in Trick Room. So like, I know it's definitely.
I think Heaven's a little more inclined to go for a Trick Room option than Poppin.
I think Poppin's Trick Room option is technically stronger.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, Heaven's Trick Room thing. Spritzy is very challenging if it does come as a like an anti-Trick Room sort of deal or as a Trick Room sort of deal. Quagsire is a really big pressure point for Heaven's prep. He can hit him by running Energy Ball on Rhinothus, Freeze Dry on Ninetales, and like with Earth Power for Nidoking, and then Grass
or
Move.
Sceptile.
Yeah, Grass Move from Sceptile and Sudowoodo.
Yeah.
Which are all like not terrible. And then if they run setup, like I'm not sure. I would lean towards Water Absorb Quagsire in this matchup. But yeah, Water and Ground just kills Poppin's team except for the Sceptile, which is not like the sturdiest mod.
Yeah. You mean Heaven's team?
Yes, Heaven's team. Sorry.
Yeah.
Who did I say?
Yeah. Well, that's why. Like, you said Poppin's team.
It's also true the other way around. Like Melodic is very oppressive.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Quagsire could work as with Water Absorb as a way to check Melodic.
Yeah,
I think it's generally pretty good into this matchup. Like, I know you just listed all the options that Heaven has to stop Quagsire, but
that's not a long list.
It's not something that he's gonna have multiple. Like, he may have one of those options. You know what I mean? Like, he's not gonna be running all of those things that you just said.
2 most likely, maybe 3. And the 2 I think most likely Freeze Dry. 1 of Energy Ball Rhinoculus or Grass Sceptile, and then Woodhammer on Sudowoodo. That's what I expect. I'm honestly not sure Nidoking goes to this matchup because Ground isn't great into Poppin's team.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it could serve as a way if he's really scared. Yeah. It could serve as a way to deal with Spritzy, you know, like with like a Sludge Wave or something crazy like that. I don't think he's too worried about that. But it does. I know. Like, it could be a Sludge Bomb too, whatever.
Yeah.
But
okay, sorry.
I mean, that's doing heavy damage to Spritzy, but I don't know how scared he really is of Spritzy. It's definitely something he has to think about though, because, like you said before, it is pretty good here. You know, like, I mean, obviously Sandslash would be pretty good into it as well. But it'd be interesting to see if we see the top 3 fairy in the finals.
I mean, we do see. I think we pretty well like clear at this point which 3 the top 3 fairies are, right?
Yeah.
Because there are only 3 in playoffs.
Yeah. I guess that is a pretty good measure.
Yeah, I mean they're top 3 in terms of performance, right? Placement's probably a better term. Yeah, unaware for like a setup Halucha could be pretty nice for Poppin to have. Was the other thought, because setup Halucha is pretty brutal, even if it's
like
like
you said, right, with the weakness policy and the
yeah,
unburden.
I think weakness policy is probably a bit much. An alternative item would be better, maybe like a power herb sky attack or something. But like definitely something to proc unburden would be great, but even without unburden, still not terrible.
What do you think about Orbital into this matchup?
I don't have notes on Orbital in this matchup, which suggests not a particularly strong amount. My thought is it doesn't resist flying or ice or fairy. Doesn't it just kind of die? Like, it'd be really good if Nidoking was more of a problem, but Nidoking isn't a problem, so...
That's fair. I'm just wondering if we'll see like some because I know Poppin's pretty notorious for running some like calm mindsets on Orbital. And in this season, so it'd be interesting to see if he had a plan to set up.
It's okay. Psychic is pretty good into Heaven's Team.
Checks Halucha kinda. I mean, if it can move first, obviously it'll die to a flying attack. But
I was thinking, like, if you're running Carmine, you're blanking Runeclus pretty hard, and like Runeclus is their only psychic resist. No,
right. So
Sandslash also does.
Oh yeah, I forgot Steel. There's so many weird interactions with
I forgot Steel resists Psychic. Man,
yeah, Steel resists too much shit.
I'm sorry, man. In Gen 2, they invented 2 types specifically to check Psychic.
Yeah.
Steel was one of them.
But that's because there's like, I don't know what they've been doing. Like, there's way too many Pokemon in this game that are just like pure Psychic types that do the exact same thing.
I mean, they do so many different things.
Yeah, I guess, but like, there's just so many like high special attack, frail, Psychic only single types.
I wonder why possibly someone who is a Psychic would be frail but have like high like special attack. Maybe it's because they focus on their mind instead of their body.
Right, that's something. Maybe it's like telekinesis kind of thing. It's like, but they're like skinny,
like it's straight up is, right? It's even a move.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, telekinesis. But yeah, I mean, this matchup, I'm really excited to watch. I love Weather Wars too. Like, I think that always adds a little spice to the match.
I have no idea if they'll even commit to Weather Wars or just take Quash.
Yeah, well, you know, there's always the option. I feel like Sableye runs into that 4 move slot syndrome, where it's like you want a lot more things than you can have.
I remember I had a Mega Sableye, and I very rarely have Mega Evolved into Sableye, despite the fact that Mega Sableye would often like sweep matches, because like I would need to run like Calm Mind, Shadow Ball, Recover for Mega Sableye to win a game, or Dark Balls. Yeah. And then it's like, okay, but then I'm not running Fake Out, Wisp, Quash, you know, Taunt. There's so many moves Sableye has. Because it's broken. Faint's another one.
You also have to think about the Blacephalon Mind Blown. He's got 2 telepathy users here. So that could really...
users, indeed.
But I he's got Noivern and Orbital.
The Melodic cares that much, or the Marshtomp, or the Sudowoodo. I believe there was a different Sucker Punch mon you play with Blacephalon.
Yeah, that's true.
They've got enough fire resists. It's more the Ghost I'm concerned about. Miltank resists both. I have notes about it. Miltank is an interesting option as especially bulky target. I think Poppin has to specifically take coverage for it. So I know in the past Poppin has run fighting moves on random Pokemon. No, was that Poppin? That was someone ran. I don't remember. But Super Fang, Noivern, Poppin Classic. I believe you do get Superpower on Hydreigon. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. That might have happened, or I might just be insane.
Yeah, I think... doesn't Hydreigon get it?
Yeah, it definitely does. I think it also gets Focus Blast. I think Walrein gets Focus Blast or something. Some random Pokemon get Focus Blast.
Yeah, so Hydreigon gets Focus Blast and Superpower, you're right.
Yep. I actually don't think Walrein gets Focus Blast. Maybe it does, I don't know.
That would be very surprising to me. I'll check.
Would you really be surprised if Walrein got a random move you didn't expect?
Walrein gets Fissure, so...
Fissure?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
You never know. Maybe Poppin
like Fisher,
brings a
because it's a water type.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll see some RNG hacks from Poppin to win the championship. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much all the notes I had. I think for this matchup.
This matchup, I think I have one. The best option Heaven has is to bait Popman into risking Sableye or one of the main offensive options in a way that Heaven can exploit. But once the core of Popman's... So yeah, my thoughts is once Sableye is gone, or once the Mon Sableye is enabling is gone, then Heaven wins. But Popman doesn't really have as coherent a win condition against it. Popman's default state is kind of winning in this matchup. But if he slips up and Heaven takes advantage of any decision, then like he gets punished a lot harder than Heaven can.
Yeah. I guess Heaven has more backup options. Like if his plan goes to shit, whereas Poppin maybe
all of
relying
Heaven's
on
mons
his
are just
lead.
kind of good here. Poppin's mons
Yeah.
are kind of dependent on support, and Sableye has all my friends are dead syndrome.
Yeah, so I guess Sableye's carrying a lot of weight in this matchup.
It could be, but he can also just play not like that. So you know, just bring Trick Room. Yeah. Sableye is very scary, but it's important. It's important for Poppin not to be over reliant on it because potentially he loses after he loses it, or he loses everything but it, and then it doesn't do very much. So not doing that would be great. That's my general thoughts on this matchup.
Yeah. Well, I guess this is what I said when I collabed with Daddy a few weeks ago. It's like the playoffs at this point. It's like any coach can beat any coach, right? It's like everybody's on this similar level
You
here.
know, that's
I
a very bold suggestion heading into our next game. I don't know about that
Well,
one.
listen, I mean anything can happen in the playoffs.
I
you know?
don't
It's
know about that
one
one.
set.
I've yet to see evidence. Look,
But
I
yeah,
see
I mean,
pigs
listen.
flying. I still ain't seen this.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just trying to say like Poppin's played expertly this season around his Sableye.
Yeah, no,
You
I
know,
think
so-
Poppin is favored.
And he keep it going. Or will we see the underdog upset from Heaven? I don't know.
Yeah, look,
but
we've seen an
I'm
underdog
excited.
upset. I think both games so far from Heaven.
yeah, I'd say so. I was probably leaning towards Sora, and from a team matchup
I think I
perspective.
did lean a bit towards Heaven in the thing, but obviously Sora was top seed.
Yeah.
And then I think I definitely did lean Sam over Heaven. I don't remember. I had notes. I could like go back and check, but I don't feel like doing that in the middle of the video. Okay, so on to the
No.
next matchup,
Yes.
which is the person who has not lost a single game, not set game this season, against me, who has not
That
had a
is-
great season.
Honestly, like that is so ridiculous to me, to not even
Yeah.
drop a single set.
Yeah,
Like-
I brought on season. I brought a team specifically designed to make them go to game 3 once. I lost 2-0.
Yeah. So you played in the regular season then? Is what you're
Yes,
saying.
yes, this
Yes.
is a rematch. This is a
Like,
rematch
that's
of a
interesting
2-0
to me.
that was not close at all. After I tried to bring a game specifically just so I could win one game, and I still lost.
Right.
They had
That's
like
interesting to me,
psychic
it's like-
Pythagoras for offensive goldfish.
Yeah. Oh, that's the thing about Tay is like, it doesn't matter how well you prep. He probably prepped a little better.
Oh, a lot
You
better.
know, it's like-
it doesn't matter what I do. It's crazy.
he always has something
Look,
that leads to
Tay-
a win condition.
Has an insane team. I think the other thing is Tay's disappointing me. Metang still hasn't done a thing. I respect Metang
Yeah.
to do a thing, but I would not be opposed to Tay bringing it here, both from
No.
both from the Value Town commentary and also obviously from the fact that I don't think my team minds Metang that much, though it doesn't love its steel matchup. To be honest.
No. I don't think it's too good here though. I'm not sure we'll be seeing it
Okay,
from Matang.
I don't know. Do
I
you
mean, I
want to
could be
encourage
wrong.
Tay
I feel
to
like-
bring it anyways?
Yeah, well, honestly, no. He should get Delibird on the team right now and bring that. That would be the icing on the cake for the season.
Sadly,
No.
Tay is
Yeah.
a traitor.
Yeah. He said he was gonna take it first round and then he didn't. So he's a liar.
He's
No,
a liar,
I just think like for me, it's like
traitor, fraud.
whenever I analyze one of Tay's matchups, it's like everything I think about in prep just turns out to like. I feel like it's not like he thinks of something that goes beyond what I see. But
I
I'll
mean,
give my
even
best
when
shot.
Tay does things that I expect Tay to do, Still impressive. Like,
Yeah, it
Tay's
is.
game
Always
against Jace, I had been prepping with Jace, and I wasn't a big fan of what Jace brought, because I was like, you know, this stuff doesn't get Okos into Tay's team, and Tay's team kills you back.
Yeah.
And then that happened.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was they needed...
I mean,
it's like...
it's a tough battle. I mean, like, looking at the team matchup
Oh
here,
yeah, sorry.
I mean,
Just to go back. We didn't talk about last week's games for...
Oh, for this one. Oh, you want to do that first? Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I meant to. I just forgot.
Go ahead.
So my game against Heracross, Heracross forfeited turn 5 or whatever. The second Trick Room ran out, game 1. And then Heracross forfeited turn 2, game 2.
Yeah, you know, I have some strong opinions about that. I really don't think... like, listen, listen, I respect Heracross' season. Like, he took over an orphan and then made the playoffs. That's impressive, right? But, like...
You say an orphan. He took over in, during draft.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, we had a lot of different drops. So okay,
yeah, I'm
so
pretty sure Heracross took over during draft, like round 1.
You're right. I think you're right. Okay, so and either way, I mean, he came
drafted
in the middle of the draft
of Trick Room,
right?
And then he played against the person with the weakest team into Trick Room, and then forfeited the second.
Well, but like that's my thing is like I would never forfeit a regular draft league match. Like, you know, I play it out. Like even if I'm 4-1,
forfeiting game 2, he had no outs. Game 1 was very winnable. He still had 3 months.
It was. Well, he had 3 months for both games. And like, I get that the positioning isn't.
Like, I think it's unfair, uncharitable to say he had 3 months game 2. He had 0 months game 2. Every single money he had was getting OKO'd by my mon.
Fair enough.
Before he moved.
But still, 3, I mean, listen.
I didn't OKO any of the mods on the field. I have to double up into both of them. So he could still have definitely made it out. Like, he could just protect the slot.
Yeah, I just think like if you're a team in a playoff match, it's like you play to your outs. Like you don't drop a playoff.
Look,
like
if
what
you've
I don't
lost
know.
game
That's
1
my
already,
opinion on it.
Forfeiting game 2 is kind of whatever. But not forfeiting game 1 instead of getting information, potentially hacking, but just getting information is a big deal.
Yeah, and also it's like, you know, it affects the watchability of the match. Like it kind of removes the hype when you forfeit turn 2. Like I was watching the live stream and I was like, yeah, it does. It does. I saw your thumbnail. It was pretty funny.
I mean, it's one of my best performing games. It's not as good as
Oh yeah, I mean, listen, you had the answers. Like it was domination.
I just
right?
meant in terms of like YouTube.
Oh yeah, no, no,
I
but you
thought,
did.
Honestly, I thought it was pretty lame. The game like ended. The game 1 especially. Like I think that there was still a lot of game left to game 1. Game 2, I don't think.
I agree. That being said, not to take credit away from your prep and your play, because it was outstanding. You know, like you were able to check his plan immediately both games and force him into a position where he felt like he had no way out. So that's props to you for recognizing what his strategy would be in each game.
Yeah, week 2 against Dan. It's probably because Dan's in that other league that video performed so much better than any video I've ever made. Well, not any video, but any like league match I've ever made.
Right.
19 views, still crazy. Sorry. Versus the like 35 that my game against Heracross is currently sitting at. But it's my best performing like recent video since that one against.
You think it's because of the title?
I don't know. YouTube's
maybe.
Crazy.
I don't know. YouTube algorithms is whack.
I tried to make the thumbnail like it's turn 2 Heracross forfeit. You know.
Yeah.
I hope this video does well. The last 2 are the 2 videos that are currently outperforming in my last 10. These 2 and the Trick Room video I made with Daddy. So
yeah, well, that's
the answer. I don't know.
That's what's sick about this community too. Is like, you know, we all watch each other's content and support each other on YouTube. Like, it's really cool. Yeah. I like that we're starting to collab a lot more. I think that's cool.
I was missing the Sucaba tent. So
I know.
All right, I'll do it myself.
Well, you know, it's not even because my season went to shit. It's like I became very busy with my job.
I knew that you were pretty busy, so I was hoping you'd be free to do this, and I was glad that you are.
Yeah, this is fun. So you want to talk about?
Didn't have to reschedule.
Yeah, that was honestly like I realized that I missed it at like 9:30 my time, and I was like, oh, I'm going to bed. Like I can't do this right now. So I'm glad we found a window.
Like, you were like until like 20 minutes after the point that I messaged you, I'm free, and I'm like, I don't think Sucaba is going to be free anymore.
No, I was so tired.
Yeah, I was
I've
like
been
an hour
really
and a half
tired this
late.
week.
Don't worry, I don't blame you. I'm tired right now.
Near my bedtime. So this is like my morning now. It's
Yeah.
fortunate that I had off today, so I could do this.
As
But,
you viewers at home can see, it's almost 1 a.m.
yeah. Yes. So
I
let's
looked
get
today.
a move on then. So what was
yeah.
Tay versus what was his matchup?
Take versus darts.
Darts. That's right.
That was an absolute bloodbath.
Yeah, you know, honestly, I have some thoughts about like I know during the live cast, they're talking about Darts' turn one with I think didn't he miss a rock move into Talonflame or into I don't think it was into Talonflame. I think it was into Talonflame's partner Haxorus. But it was I forget the move
He misses
missed,
Meteor Beam, but then
Meteor Beam, that's right.
Tay was Assault Vest, so it lived anyway.
Yeah, you know, I think maybe that game would have been different if that had hit, but if it was into the Talonflame slot, not the Haxorus slot.
Yeah,
obviously,
that's definitely like a really big bit. Is that double targeting the Heracross didn't do anything. But wasn't the Talonflame was Sash as well?
Yeah, I guess.
And it was the fastest one on the field, so it still would have gotten Tailwind. I don't think that changed. Yeah. I think that play was just
unfortunate.
Well, I think they should have just faked out the Talonflame, you know?
Yeah, that's fair. You know, I've seen a lot of. I know Sly had Talonflame this year. I feel like every week he brought like Quick Guard, prevent fake
Quick
out.
Guard's good. I don't know.
It's really good on Talonflame.
Quick Guard's. I don't know. Is it good? Quick Guard is like Talonflame is a mod that kind of has a lot of slots it wants to run.
Yeah, that's fair.
You'd rather have Quick Guard and Talonflame's partner, but also Quick Guard is slow as hell. I know like Quick Guard's the same priority as Fake Out, so you have to already have a fast Pokemon next to Talonflame. Like I don't know, it's just a lot of support to commit.
Yeah.
But yeah, Earthquake spam absolutely brutalized Darts' team.
Oh my god, dude! He had on Kangaskhan and Haxorus, right?
Yeah, Kangaskhan and Haxorus.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know I didn't see the paste. What was the item on Kangaskhan? I felt like it did a lot. Was it banned? It did so much damage.
Was it Life Orb? No, it wasn't Life Orb.
I'm trying to look. Let me see if I can find.
I thought Haxorus was banded.
Haxorus was.
No,
banned.
Haxorus wasn't banned.
No,
Haxorus switched up.
AV.
No, yeah, Haxorus was AV. I think Kangaskhan might have been banned. I don't remember.
Let me look. I'm gonna look at the paste right now. So Kangaskhan was Chopoberry. I don't know. It just did a lot. I mean, I guess he had two 4x weak mons. It was
Look, I remember a lot of people hyping up Togedemaru in advance of the game, and I wasn't feeling it, and I think I was right not to be feeling it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that mon went undrafted in our conference.
Togedemaru, I mean, I keep forgetting it has Fake Out, but
I think it was a little too.
It's a mod that I think is really cool. I really like it in singles, but I don't love it in VGC.
Yeah,
it just seems passive.
Yeah, it just dies. It doesn't really do enough.
Way better in singles than VGC because
I feel like in VGC,
other Pokemon,
yeah,
it's good in singles.
I'd rather have a Raichu in VGC.
Well, yeah, I mean Raichu's like an extra like 8 points.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think that's a.
Well, I know, but we're talking general VGC. Not even
yeah.
Like...
Yeah, it turns out the Pokemon that won Worlds is kind of good.
Say again?
Raichu won Worlds with Wolfie Glick.
Oh, yeah. It did. It did.
Yeah, turns out Pokemon that win Worlds are often solid.
Yeah, Pachirisu.
Yeah, well, Mega Gyarados on that team.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane one. Speaking of Mega Gyarados, Sharpedo.
Sharpedo.
We can pretend that's the same thing.
That's Mega Gyarados at home.
We have Mega Gyarados at home. Nah, Mega Gyarados at home is the Quillfish.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, I guess.
I still can't... I'm still heartbroken by when they Psychic to my Quillfish.
Yeah. That's sad.
Do you know what the most tragic thing I learned is? So, like, they ran Colbur Berry for Sharpedo on Sableye.
On Cope. Okay.
Choice Specs Sharpedo doesn't KO Sableye, like Cofagrigus. No, oh, sorry, on Cofagrigus, sorry. They ran Colbur Berry on Cofagrigus. Yeah, Spec Sharpedo doesn't KO it anyways.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
It was on my original draft plan, but I kind of scrapped that after I got sniped a bunch of times. But I think it's really good.
Cof's really good. I believe Wolfie used Cofagrius at Worlds back in Gen 5.
Yeah, it's a solid mon. Especially in this format.
If you look at these mons, what mons have had like significant points where they've done stuff in VGC?
Talonflame.
So Kang, Kofag, Talonflame.
Gladius.
Zerk was pretty good at one point. There was an Iraq team that was pretty solid. Haxorus has done stuff. None of the bottom sets. Sadly, I don't think even Pangoro has done stuff. Yeah, Latias has done stuff. Thunderous is probably the most successful mon in VGC history. That's legal in Daddy Plan.
Yeah, in this part, yeah.
Nothing else on my team.
Yeah, no.
It's like Lycanroc? Nah.
Just wait until
Nah. Oh, Magma.
Just wait
Magma.
until you win. Oh yeah,
Magma got sorry, I should be less loud. Magma got all gen moves banned.
Yeah, that's kind of got
Follow Me.
dumped by that.
I don't have Follow Me. I was recommended to bring Follow Me Magma.
Yeah, that's if Magmar had Follow Me, it would have been double the amount of points.
I thought probably more than double. It was like 5 points.
Oh yeah, it probably would. It would have been
worth more than 10.
Sure.
I think Togepi was 11, and it was the only Follow Me one.
Togepi is like not good. I don't think.
I think Togepi is fine.
It's fine.
Being that's the only Follow Me one. Like it's better than Central, which I had.
We had a couple Rage Powder.
Yeah, we had the Rage Padists. We had Fungus and Tangela, and I think Butterfree.
Yeah, Butterfree was in there.
I don't think Butterfree was drafted in one of the divs. It was drafted in one and not the other, I think. Yeah, I think I don't know. This matchup seems pretty in Tay's favor. I thought that last time. I still think it now.
Yeah, you have a lot on your hands here with your prep. I mean, I have a couple notes. I feel like Talonflame is going to be a focal point.
Okay.
You both have to find a way to, you have to find a way to stop Talonflame from doing what it wants to do. I just feel like Gale Wings is pretty good here. I know you have Lycanroc with Accelerock.
Well, obviously, Gale Wings goes before Accelerock.
Yeah, exactly. So, you do have Thunderous. I took note of that. Like Thunderous T-Wave plus Accelerock could work in the right scenario.
Still goes before. Tailwind still goes before Thunderwave.
Does it?
They're
oh yeah, that's fair.
+1.
Because you would be faster. Oh yeah, shit.
Talonflame is the fastest mon in the matchup.
Yeah, scratch that. Yeah, I mean, you do have
Frankster.
I'll tell you what though, you do have some decent answers for his major damage dealing threats.
Really?
Like
I feel like have a great Zerk answer. Is it Flyjon?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, that's pretty.
Look,
sad.
I didn't say great answers. I said good answers. It's not bad.
You said pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I mean,
it's not. Earth Power does like 60%. Earthquake
yeah.
does less.
Yeah, Flygon's offensive output is kind of sad.
Flygon's offensive output would be great if it had high horsepower.
Yeah.
But it does not.
That's fair.
I mean, one that might actually come, Sandaconda. It kills my whole team.
Yeah, that it
Mostly
does.
just the Quillfish.
I mean, I guess your check would be Sharpedo.
Oh yeah, Sharpedo, my favorite defensive wall.
Your favorite check.
Favorite check
I think
it's my ghost resist.
I think Intimidate Quillfish is pretty good here. He has a lot of his threats are strong physical attackers.
Like Circuitry.
Well, yeah, but other besides that.
And Kangaskhan, who is immune to Intimidate.
Yeah, but Talonflame, Haxorus, Arachnid.
I don't think I'm worried about Talonflame offensively. Have you looked at my flying matchup?
Yes. Well, listen, I'm just trying to find the positives here, man. All right.
Look, I think we're here to give the people honesty, not copium. Copium is for like my side of the video when like the game comes out,
Yeah. And what you're playing today, right?
Well, since it's 1 a.m. Yes.
Oh, I guess tomorrow for you. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go to bed and wake up, and then I'm playing day.
Okay. I noticed Spritzy is pretty good. I think we'll probably see it.
Wow, thanks. I also thought that. I, in fact, prepped pretty hard around it coming last time, and then it didn't come, and then I lost.
Oh, the first time?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know that's what's so interesting about a rematch and a high stakes match like this is like I think a little bit of mental mind games come into play. It's like,
Absolutely, I hate
well, they won
rematches.
the last time. Are they gonna bring the same thing this
The
time?
thing
You know,
is,
like
every
are
single
they gonna?
time I do a rematch, it doesn't matter whether I won or lost one season, I assume that I'm disadvantaged because I often go all out with prep.
Right.
Even though I
And
brought in
then
prep on season, I don't think I have good prep into this team.
yeah, I guess that is an interesting thing about rematches, and that's why I think I like our playoff format because we really prevented rematches
I like that.
until this
Look, I
which I
liked
think is
not doing
good.
rematches before now, though I think, like if games had gone slightly differently, I would have been rematching Tate last round,
Yeah, so I
which
suppose
is
that
painful.
it worked out. Well, I'll tell you what, Electric. If you manage to pull off this upset, you know it'll be a goated performance
Do you know what
because
the
he
tragic thing
literally
is?
you're preventing the perfect season.
Like, I know I'm like fourth, right? I'm 5-2.
Yeah,
Full seed 5-2. You know, I lost to Tay and I lost to Camo Dude because of a series that was heartbreaking. Look, I've put a lot
yeah,
of work into this prep. I did not feel confident whatsoever. But I didn't
no.
feel very confident against Heracross, and I didn't feel great against Daddy. And I won both of those series, so you
Well,
know.
let me ask you something. So like I've noticed a trend in the last few matches of like with
Uh,
your playoff run, right? Is
my
like
series,
teams
yeah.
are yes, so teams are going hard into you. Like Daddy and Heracross went hard trick room against you.
Mm-mm.
Is that something you're concerned about in this matchup?
Definitely, I hard indexed around them running Trick Room last time, and they still ran Trick Room, and they beat me.
Right. So like
Uh,
I've been interested. I think it's been really impressive the way that you've played around these hard trick room teams because when I prepped with Daddy for your match,
yeah, I know.
right? And like
That's why I understand
the
that you're a
first
traitor.
thing I am the first thing that we both noticed was like, wow, this team kind of gets dumpstered by trick room. But
Look,
you came with the hot answers. The Pumpkaboo game
I
too
I have made
was
very
incredible.
See, it's funny that you guys hyperfixate around the Pumpkaboo when I almost won the first series without it, and I won the third series without it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Well, the third series, I think you just got in Daddy's head, honestly, for the third match, and like
well,
it was
look,
so smart of you to lead
their
with the.
standard match, their standard lead, I had just completely destroyed. So obviously they were going to adjust. I just adjusted better.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was their only
Well, we
good
talked
lead
to.
into
Yeah,
Flygon Thunderous. Like I led it game one because there was only one good lead they had into it, and then I beat that lead game two. So obviously,
yeah. I
I don't
mean,
know.
we talked a lot about like how does this team stop Trick Room from getting up if you lead Fake Out plus Trick Room, right? Like, and the only answer we could come up with was Pumpkaboo, 100%, right?
Yeah, and
So,
then you forgot to
the,
prep for
yeah, yeah.
it.
Pretty much. Well, I honestly like what my thing was. We recognized the imprisoned set was probably what would be coming if we saw it, but I just kind of I didn't even think the fact that you would have Poltergeist on Pumpkaboo as well, and that
See,
would be imprisoned too.
that's the funny thing, right? And you know, Danny mentioned in the video that he thought that Lagging Tail worked on the same turn, and that was why they went for.
I also thought that. I don't know why. I feel like
People would never have run Iron Ball if Lagging Tail always worked.
yeah, I suppose that's true.
So one thing I would just like to point out is so Tate is really funny, and he constantly uses it to hurt me. There's a bunch of like memes he has, which are just like things I've said that he reposts, and then on screen, and I'll also copy this for our audience at home, which is Sucaba. This is the comment he left on my Game 2 forfeit series against Heracross. Close game,
So
really came down to
he's
the wire.
already
Good luck in finals.
he's already starting the mind games.
Ah,
He's trying to get in your head.
He's very much in my head. He's well aware
I
of
know.
being in my head.
Tay's in my
Let's go.
head, and I'm not even playing him right now. And Tay's in my head.
Let's go back to my my game against Mahiru right before right before my on season game against Tay. I'll pass it to you as well.
So he's been planting the seeds for this matchup for a while. Then it seems
Well,
like.
I mean, obviously he beat me last season. Um,
Yeah.
But like also, I mean, this isn't the only like example. There's like the my feelings on alchemy have been vindicated thing that
Yeah.
Samax thought was a meme about Tay, but it was actually Tay memeing on me. How much Tay memes on me, and the people also making joke about like my statements I still stand by about spread moves or about Trick Room. Because personally, I don't think Trick Room is gimmicky.
Yeah.
And gimmicks are fine if you can keep them up, but like I beat two teams that indexed pretty hard into Trick Room against me, and I think if they had been more balanced, they probably would have done better.
You know what I think? I think the Trick Room is not as strong in non-Dynamax. Because I feel like, I think Trick Room is very, very oppressive if you have a Dynamax format, because you can literally just lead a slow, like you could, basically your win condition there is you want to win the game before Trick Room ends. That's a lot harder to do when you don't have Dynamax.
But if your opponent defensively Dynamax as well, that can also...
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm just thinking, like, even, like, in the VGC formats with Dynamax in the regular circuit, it's like...
I think it's actually restricted formats, the really big one.
Yeah.
Because the offensive power level just scales so high.
Yeah, well, that's why, like, you saw the Cali Ice Palkia team that would just end the game in, like, 3 turns.
Exactly, yeah. But I think that they could probably do that without Dynamax.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that's maybe some of the problems with the other 2 matchups into you, is you were able to stall out the Trick Room because there wasn't quite enough damage output. Like, I think Daddy and I were trying to say, like, you know,
I don't switch into
Sylveon Hat is pulling so much weight. But yeah, this one's tough.
It's like Heracross
I don't know,
said,
I mean...
you position Ribombee really well into me, because I thought it would be useless into Trick Room.
Right.
But I just didn't let them kill Ribombee, and then it killed them.
Yeah. So this will be an interesting one. I'm excited to see
Ribombee
if
doesn't kill this team.
No.
This team is a lot more defensively coherent. Just to talk about like the general weaknesses. Fairy weakness technically exists. No, the fairy weaknesses are Pangoro and Tyron. And then like Haxorus. Haxorus can eat a Ribombee Moonblast with AV. So that's great. This team is technically weak to ground. I believe we discussed Flygon's lacking damage into circuitry.
Yes.
It's not better into the Pokemon that are neutral to ground. The other ground weaknesses are Metang and Tyrant. It's not actually weak to ground. Arachnids, big problem. Ice. I don't have an ice type. If I had an ice type, it's actually pretty decent into this team. Though still like a bit whack into Arachnid.
Yeah.
And I think water is pretty good into this team. So I brought a rain team last time and it just died. My 2 water type attackers are both pretty frail unless I genuinely invest in like.
Oh, I think I remember. I watched that match. That was with the rain dance with the Sharpedo.
Sharpedo right? and Swiftswim Coolfish.
Right.
But they just died.
I mean, I will say I think Coolfish is pretty good here. You know.
Yeah,
like,
I assumed that they recognized it as well because they ran coverage for it on Cough.
Yeah, of course. But and like that's really the battle here. Like I feel like a lot of this prep is like it's not only figuring out how do I beat him this time, knowing what I know now, but also how is he gonna mix it up on me and give me something else that I'm not expecting.
Part of the question is, does he even need to mix it up? He has so many Pokemon that are so good. Like last time he brought Tyrant against me.
Yeah.
What do you do to how am I supposed to respond to that? Like any of their mons could come, and I think the only one I think is actually genuinely bad into me is Metang. So I'd like to bring it.
I don't love Pangoro into your team either. I'd be surprised if
they brought Pangoro last time.
Did he? What did it do much?
Bullet punched my Lycanroc in Trick Room. Was that my game? I think that was my game. He definitely did that in a game. I think that was my game. Might be going insane. I don't know. I think Tay is going to continue to show their masterclass. I don't know that I think Heracross would have done better than I will, though.
I mean, who is your champion to put up against the Grand Champ? It's like I feel like everybody's at a disadvantage. Nobody's on an even playing field.
There is no Grand Champ. That's the person who wins this and then wins the game after this.
Yeah. Well, I would say that
I honestly, I
if
mean,
we're
Poppin and Tate both still have not lost a game.
yeah.
No, sorry, still have not
Well,
lost a series.
Poppin has lost. Yeah, Poppin has
Poppin
lost a
has
game.
lost, like Poppin's gone to game threes, but Poppin is still 9-0.
Yeah.
You know, like.
It's true. So
mean,
I guess
I
those
think,
are definitely our two favorites in these matches, I'd say.
I think Toxtricity or whatever it was. Whatever my division is, Graplock, Toxtricity, Aegislash or something, was probably the weakest one because Tay was the only like really strong coach in a div. Conference, whatever. Group of 8 coaches. Whereas a lot of the other divs had 2 or 3 really good coaches.
Yeah. Well, I think like that's part of the thing about our league is like
well,
I feel like any given season a coach can like we have a lot of people that can be contenders. You know what I mean? And like it kind of depends on like the draft and like the season you have.
I think it says a lot about the season that I've made it to technically finals. You know, anyone can succeed.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm trying to say is like we have coaches that go like 1-6, and then the next season they're 7-0. You know what I mean? Like it's very variable. Like we're all very capable.
7-0 coaches were 1-6.
Well, no, but I'm just saying like well, I know Daddy last season was like
1-6, and then he went like 5-2.
Yeah, something like that. That's what I'm trying to say.
I beat him.
Yeah.
Chump.
And like even like Goose's team last year. Like Goose went like 2 and something, and then he made the playoffs this year.
Yeah,
like we have
3 and 4
coaches that. Oh, was he last year?
No, this season.
Oh well, either way, you know he made a playoff.
Again, I barely made playoffs at 5 and 2. Some of the other divs were hyper competitive.
Yeah, my division was tough. I think all the teams were at positive record, like 5 and 3. I'm not entirely sure though.
5 and 3 in 7 games is impressive.
Yeah, I don't know.
My div was 7-0, 5 and 2, 5 and 2, 5 and 2, which I think is the like the highest. But that indicates like the most like segregated in terms of skill difference.
Like high and low. Yeah.
Like I don't want to say things. Like I think that look, I think Casey didn't bring very good prep. They had a good team and they like under prepped the whole season. I don't know. Wait, this is completely unrelated. I think my even odds bets are on Tay and Poppin. But I think Heaven has a lot better chance than I do. But
maybe
you know, grand finals I probably wouldn't make a video on, but I think Poppin can beat Tay genuinely. I think Sableye with slightly better team than James had around it in terms of 6 can do a lot into Tay. Like maybe running teams that don't just lose to Crafty Shield maybe might be interesting. It's an option. Should be explored. Beyond that, yeah. So Sucaba, is there anything you want to shout out? Obviously, I'll leave a link to your YouTube channel below. Is there anything where we should be expecting coming up with the gen coming to a close?
Oh, new generation? Oh, you mean with me, content-wise?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'd like to get back into filming matches during our first season of Gen 9. I definitely want. So yeah, I'm looking to. I mean, yeah, that's. I'm definitely looking forward to these championship matches.
Absolutely.
And we'll see what's up. I'm excited to watch them.
We absolutely will.
I'll be rooting for you. I like a good underdog story. So.
Look, I don't know. There's a difference between like there's like an underdog, and then there's like I don't know what's like a something that is very far below, like an under stick insect or something. You know, like.
Yeah, like okay, an under mole rat or something.
No, that mole rats are great. You know, I remember the one from Kim Possible. That one was great. I'm definitely not that skilled.
Okay, well either way, I'm rooting for you. I want to see the underdogs win it all. So good luck to your match.
I just want to see Tay roast someone that isn't me. You know.
Yeah, I just like to see two entertaining matches. If I'm being honest.
I think we're very likely to see one entertaining match, and I cannot promise that I won't forfeit to Tay on turn 2.
No, you better not. I'll be mad. I'm gonna message you. I'm gonna be the one hate messaging you if you do that.
No. All right.
Yeah.
Look, I thank you guys all for watching. Like I said, Sucaba's link below. Definitely watch the bits of his season he managed to upload. I know he also did content with Daddy, Did you do content with Tay? I know Tay did content with a few people.
No,
I don't
not
think
this
it was
season.
there.
No.
And
I'd be a double agent doing it with you and him. Try to plant
right now,
seeds in your mind.
I mean, it could have been like earlier in the season.
No, I'm just kidding.
All right, but yeah, so yeah, definitely check the season out. Check the rest of the playlist, and obviously check the games when they come out.
Yeah.
I
Should
think
be a good
it's
one.
crazy. All four of us make content, though Tay does not make content very frequently, or makes content less frequently, rather. But you know, maybe
adds the
finals will
hype.
be respectable enough. Tay didn't
Yes.
put up his match against Darts because he didn't think it was interesting enough.
Fair enough.
I just hope not to get that.
Yeah, well,
Alright.
hopefully you get an upload from Tay then. At least.
Look, if I don't get an upload from Tay, I might have to retire from Gen 8.
Yeah, I think
Luckily, it's good
I'm.
timing.
You could join me in retirement for Gen 8.
Yeah. No, yeah.
But,
No, we'll do an exhibition match instead, but we'll do it in Gen 7.
okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Please leave a comment below on how you think I could make it up to Tay so that Tay stops bullying me. And definitely leave a like on the video. And leave a subscription. And all the other YouTube things, because I would like to succeed in life. And
Yeah.
not succeeding is sad.
Yes. So do that. Do the things he asked.